Alright, so in this tutorial, we're gonna go over modeling the Burger King logo, the 3D assets, the bun, top and bottom bun, as well as the 3D text. Okay, so before we do all of that, we need to import the image reference. So if you weren't in class, pay attention. If you are in class, just skip this part. If you press the right and left arrows on the YouTube player, it'll skip I think 10 seconds. So yeah, use that. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is set this to modeling. Then Windows, Workspaces, reset general to factory default. So we're all on the same page. Okay. Alright, so from here, create free image plane. Here we are. Click on the attribute editor tab. Alright, blah 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 blah. Make sure you're on this tab. Image name, folder. Click on the folder. Folder pops up. Source images. Here is my Burger King 2023 image reference .png. Okay, it is on Brightspace as well. Click. Boom. There we go. All right. Next, it is underneath the 3D surface right now, which is not good. I want to be on top. Wait. Why is this set up like this? This has to be panels, perspective, perspective, panels, orthographic, front. Alright, good. So in the front panel, I'm gonna align it so that it should be a little bit higher. Something like that, like this much space. Because this is where the floor of the 3D world starts. This is the floor that the animation bounces off of, the virtual floor, the perceived floor. Super important. Okay, good. Actually, yeah, really critical. Next, critical for animation, critical for setting up your other props, lighting, everything. Everything needs to start with a baseline of a 0, 0. Alright, so I got that. Good. Go back to my channel box. And display layer. I want to add it to a display layer. I'm going to name it. And yeah, go from there. Select the image reference. Click on this thing right here. Make sure your image reference is selected. Click on that. Here it is. On, off. Double click. I'm gonna name it image underscore reference. Alright, give it a color. I don't know, like maybe that. Hit save. Boom. Hit spacebar, spacebar. Now I wanna push it back in 3D space, like this far, maybe even that far. Okay. Doesn't matter, as long as it's pretty far. Not like here, like here. I need that distance to kind of go around the 3D object. Alright, good. Something like that. Maybe even more if I want. Then I'm going to lock it, reference it, so I cannot grab it. Good. Alright, so far so good. Next, spacebar. And front panel, side panel. And mostly front panel I need. I'm going to create a polygon sphere. Create polygon primitives sphere right here. Polygon primitive sphere. Not NURBS, polygon sphere. Check. So here we are. Here's my object. Press F to zoom in on it. Okay. Too many lines. If you think of this as a wire mesh, they had to manipulate. Too many lines to manipulate. press select it under inputs, polysphere 1. Click that. We're going to drop the lines down to 12 and 12. Alright, just like in class. Important. The reason why it's important is that it is split symmetrically perfect. Going across this way, split. Going across this way, split. Perfect halves for symmetry. And that translates into creating your UV maps. That translates to even how the object deforms when you put little bend modifiers to bend it, because it needs to bend like an accordion. Anyway, so half and half, okay? So that's perfect, good. W, and let's start with the top bun. In class, I did the bottom bun. For the video lecture, I'll do the top bun, just for the hell of it. Alright, so I'm gonna place it and right around here. This is its widest point. And this, for the sphere, is also its widest point. I'm using these lines as a point of reference to start scaling and sizing it up overall, okay? I'm giving you the reason why I'm doing that. So these are critical, just foundational polygon modeling stuff. Translates into either will it be games, whether it be, you know, more higher end 3D modeling. Yeah. So lined it up there, press R. The hell? What is this crap? R. Okay, so from the center, I'm gonna scale. I repeat, from the center, I'm gonna scale. Do not do stuff like this. Do not do stuff like that. Okay? Do not do stuff like this. I repeat, from the center. From the center. Like in the front. Scale. Maybe up to here. Press 4 for just to see the wireframe. Okay. Now I only scaled up to here. Okay. Alright. If I press 3, this will smooth it. Smush. And it kind of smooshes it in. And a smooth proxy. See? Press 5 for the shaded. 4 wireframe. 3 is the smooth version. 1 is its low poly cage. And back to 3. Okay, so from here, when I scaled it, I only scaled it up to here to touch the ceiling. Okay? Never mind that I didn't go up to here. To reach this point, the wide point, I'm going to do a different type of scaling, which I described in the classroom. This part is critical. I repeat, it's critical. Do not make this mistake if you were not in class. In class, I went over this in depth, so do not make this mistake. Because it's just super annoying. Alright, so I have it selected, right? Here and here. Now I'm going to scale it wide. I'm not going to do this. Do not do that. Several of you did that. We had to correct it, so do not do that. We're going to do the constrained scale, which is from here. Remember I told you guys from here? So I'm looking from the top view. This does a constrained scale. See that? Maybe right on there. See? See? Perfect. Nice. Alright. Again, pull this. Now you got that. See how we just did it so fast? Alright? This actually is freaking perfect. Good. Alright. Okay, if you look at the channel box, you notice scale X and scale Y, scale Z, their numbers are the same because they are constrained scale. Only Y has a different number. Okay? Be aware of what I am doing. It's more than just copying. when you understand why I'm doing what I'm doing, that's the whole point to get across, okay? Save you a lot of headache pushing and pulling vertices. Alright, so press 5. Alright, and I'm in the smooth version, not the low poly, smooth version, which is 3. Now I need to delete this bottom half. I'm gonna right click, go to face. I'm in faces mode, and I'm in wireframe, which is 4. 5 is shaded, 4 is wireframe. I'm gonna select all of that, and I'm doing it in the front panel. I repeat, I am doing it in the front panel, not in the 3D world. If you do it in the 3D world, something's gonna happen where you're gonna not select everything. It's gonna be a mess. Front, select it, delete it. Alright, good. Press 5, spacebar, spacebar, right click, object mode. Alright, good. Nice. Select it. I'm gonna go into edges. Right click, edge. Edge mode. For now, I'm gonna hide the grid. Hide. The grid is this one right there, see? Go over here, double click on the edge. I repeat, hover over it where it turns red, double click. You have to do it real quick. I'm gonna extrude edges in to seal it. So from here, shift, right click and hold, extrude edge. And like I said in class, it's gonna put the extrude handles on the sides and like to taper it in like that. I don't want that. Do not do that. Okay? Z to undo it. What I'm gonna do is just press R. R. Because I can scale the extrusion. I can scale the extrusion from the center of the object rather than from the side. So I pressed R, right? And you see it's still brown. That off-white sand color brown. Alright? Do not deselect it. If you deselect it, you kind of embedded that edge in there and it's just a mess. Alright, so I did that. It's still selected. Okay. And I'm going to start pulling in from the center. I repeat, from the center. Not here, not here, not here. From the center. Like I said before, the only time you pull from here was to, do the constrained, the constrained scale to get that nice oval look. But everything else, like the extrusions, is from the center. So, this center, I'm gonna pull. See what it did? See? I already got that lip. Again, carefully pull. Maybe I like that. Like this much is good. The closer your edges are, the more of its shape it will maintain. I discussed this in depth in class, so just be aware of it. Okay, it's maintaining its curvature. The more I pull in, the more it sucks in and loses its overall shape because it's pulling it in. So I want that nice tight bevel, but not too tight where it's mechanical looking. Alright, I got that nice fluffy bevel lip. Alright, good. So like this much if you take a look at it visually. If I press 1, here is the low poly cage version of it. See that? Press 3 and that. And again, 5 is for the shaded, 4 is for the wireframe. Okay? I want you guys to write these things down. These will be part of your notes turn-in, which will have points to it. Alright, so I did that, and my edge is still selected. Right? Now I'm going to go Shift, right click, extrude edge. Again, it did this that I don't like. Press R, centered. Again, from the center. Pull in. I'm going to give it about this much space. The second edge that I made is still pretty, it's with, you know, close to this guy right here. Maybe if I go like that, if I press 1, here it is, low poly. This much distance will help to maintain the overall curvature as well. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. There's a rule in polygon modeling where there's rules of 3 and edge loops. First edge loop maintains the original fall off of the shape. Second edge loop will maintain that shape more. And the third edge loop, which is a little bit further back, so close, and then further back, will help to even maintain that shape further. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. So that's the rule of 3s in polygon modeling for the edges. Alright, so I did that. Now I'm gonna extrude again. Shift right click, extrude edge. Boom. I don't want to do it from here. Press R. From the center, scale. Pull. Maybe like, now this much space is good. See how it's tight, less tight, even less tight, okay? This is important for UV mapping and whatnot, and for future reference for like rigging your characters. Alright, so I'm happy with that. I'm gonna shift right click, extrude again, because my edges are still selected. Okay, boom. Hit R. From the center, pull. Even more tighter, see? Even that is good. Now, again, shift right click, extrude edge. Press R. Pull it in. Should I just tighten it up now? Yeah, you know what? I could tighten it up now. Like that, you see? From here, I'm gonna just press W. Okay. Then I'm gonna convert to vertex mode. Right click, vertex. Alright. Now, I'm gonna press 4 for wireframe so I can see this loop. And I wanna make sure I don't select any of these guys. See how you can accidentally select it. So I'm just gonna wiggle around, make sure I can confirm I am not selecting any else. Right, see? Press Q to hide the manipulator handle. Right? Press W to bring the manipulator handle back online. Alright, now I'm gonna merge it. Shift right click, merge vertices. Okay, now it flips to this, a new set of options. Okay, again, shift right click, merge vertices, watch what happens, pop. Now, merge vertices to center, let go, merged it. Alright, press 5, shaded, let go. There you have it, there's our bun. Right click, object mode. Alright, so it looks good, see? We didn't have to, the thing with modeling too is that if you nail it the first time around, you don't have to wrestle with the mesh like how we were doing in class, you know? So, so if you're not 100% happy with your model, your top and lower bun, watch this video and just go exactly how I did and it'll look nice. Spacebar, 4. Alright. I'm looking at it. I'm thinking I can have a more of a broader curvature, you know? Like this is really tight. It's nice, but it's still tight. So, what can I do? Right click, vertex mode. Well, let me experiment. You don't have to do this, but I'm gonna try to see if I can grab this whole bunch. Alright, again, left click, hold, drag, grab that whole bunch. I'm in vertex mode. Press W for the move tool. Let me see if I just yank this up. Man, object mode, right click, hold object mode. It's alright, not much. I'm gonna undo it. There. Maybe what I'll do is 3. I'm going between 3 and 1. 3 and 1. Comparing the low poly versus the high poly. Looking at this area, right click edge, double click on that. Okay. I'm trying to see what lines I can manipulate to broaden the curvature. See, that is this one, that edge. See, so press R for the scale, right? From the center, spacebar, I'm gonna look at this. Alright, so I'm looking here and here. Alright, I'm looking at both. So, you know what? If I pull here, I'm gonna pull here so I can see here. I'm gonna pull. See what I'm doing? Look at the front. See what I'm doing? Me pulling on that edge is manipulating the curvature. All right. Pay attention to this. This is super important to fine tune things. All right. See how the model is behaving when you pull it in. See, tightens this up like that. See what I did? From here and here, I'm coordinating between this and this. I flipped it upside down to kind of help me see better because it's dark and shaded underneath. But if I flip it, I can see better, right? And that was, see how much it moved? See how much it moved, right? So in this sense, this is okay. You know, I mentioned before to give it a certain amount of space, but if it takes this much distance, fine. I'll be flexible. Because over here, press 3, it looks nice. And what I can do is, in order to keep my own rule of the threes, right, the distancing, this line right here, that's really close. I should follow my own rule, spacebar, and bring it in more to have a better distancing. So I select that, and I'm gonna, from the middle, scale it in, maybe right around here. So wide, tighter. Press 3. See? And it works. See? It works. Press 1. Alright. And yeah, that works. So these three help maintain each other. This guy right here, he's okay. Here and here. Yeah, everything works out. Right click, object mode, let go. Ta-da! See that? All from that one line, which was this guy. This guy that I pulled in, remember? And I coordinated from here. Press 3. See? Big difference between the low poly cage and when you press 3 to smoosh it in and smooth it out. Like that. So yeah, that's how you do it. And you notice how we only manipulated just a couple of lines, right? Because from the get-go, we scaled it just right. Okay, there's our top bun. I'm gonna name it top bun. Yeah, top bun. Maybe try to name it top bun mesh. And just keep it simple, top bun. Alright, so I named it top bun. Then I'm gonna put it in its own layer. Right here, click it. Right here it is. Double click on it. I'm gonna name it underscore top underscore bun underscore. Give it a color. I don't know, maybe like that. Save. Option 5 to see the wireframe, nice and clean. Alright, and I'm gonna reference it. I'm not gonna delete the history, freeze the transforms just yet. You know what? Should I freeze transform? Well, for sure, I don't need the history. I don't need this crap. So, edit. Delete by type, history. Wipe it out. Because that, like I said before, the history later on will cause issues. Okay, next. Should I delete that? You know what? For now, I'll leave it alone. Later on, I'll delete it. I'll freeze transforms. Alright, top one done. I'm gonna lock it. Okay. Alright. Alright, so here's my reference image. And spacebar. Zoom out here. Let me see. You know what? This one right here, I'm gonna go to panels, orthographic, front as well. Yeah. Because right now I just need just two. A front and my 3D world. Next, I'm gonna make another polygon sphere. Create polygon primitives sphere. Here we are. Same deal. Same deal. Inputs. 12 and 12. Okay. Pull it. I'm gonna pull it up to here. Spacebar. Here we are. Again, reason why, here is my midpoint. The widest point of the object as well as the widest point of the reference image. Okay. Everything's gonna expand from this central point. And it will expand nicely and evenly. Alright, so I put it there. Okay, I'm gonna start scaling. Press R from the center in the front view. Alright. Pull up to here. Okay. Like I said, don't mind this, do not mind that. We're gonna use that other special scaling tool, the constraint scale. Press 3. Alright. Press 4. Alright, so maybe something like that. I don't mind this little extra area here. Yeah. I want to give it some extra space in case, some wiggle room. Spacebar, spacebar. Just as long as you understand the concept, blocking in the shapes. Alright. Again, 12 and 12. Right. Put the midpoint right here. Right like that. How it's gonna expand out. Watch how it's gonna expand. Okay, watch. From here, 3D world. This guy right here. Right? Remember? Oh, by the way, you saw that, right? You see this? That's the top one blocking my view. Right? So like I said before, shading, backface culling. If you don't know this yet, or if you keep on forgetting, write this down in your notes, okay? To turn in. Turn on backface culling. So that now I get to see through it. Alright, so time to do my constrained scale. I'm going to pull here. I'm going to watch here. I'm going to pull here. This guy right there. See? Here, here, this guy right there. Pull. See how it's doing the constraint scale? Nice and... See how it's really nice? How it's expanding like that? Right around there. Ooh, maybe tighten it up back up. Like... Maybe like that. Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna have some work to do on this. This one's gonna be a little bit more tricky. Let me see what I should do. Don't squish it down, because if you squish it, you're compressing everything. So from the center, uniformly, it's gonna pull in. Maybe I'll pull in some more. Yeah, like that. Take away some of that buffer room that I gave over here. Yeah. And then I'm gonna pull on this. So I scaled from the center, right? I gave it some more space, but I'm gonna tighten it back up again. And from here, I need some more more girth. So from here, like I told you about right here, I'm gonna pull right there. All right. So yeah, we're good. Again, I scaled from here and here. Not from here, not from here, not from here. Yeah, we got some work to do on the bottom one. It's more trickier than the top one. Alright, so we did that. Press W. Alright, move tool. Alright. I gotta go to faces. Right click, face. In the front view, I'm gonna left click and hold, drag, select. Now I'm gonna delete. Alright, good. Don't mind if you see it clear. That's just the back face culling that we did. Alright, click object mode. Alright, so this part, a little bit more tricky. Something like that. Okay. I'm gonna get rid of my grid line. This guy right there, get rid of it. Okay, so I see my lines and my reference. What should I do? I'm gonna select it. So we select it, and you notice how this. It's a bit of an issue. So in class, I did right clicked on it, went to vertex mode, and I started to individually, alright, vertex mode, or I also did it under edges where I double clicked on the edge and I start scaling it from the center. See how I pulled out, right? And then I did that, double clicked on the edge and I pulled out like that. And I double clicked and I pulled out like that, right? I mean, which is okay. You know, it seems to be working. But you notice, well, yeah, it's okay. But right here, so the angle starts to get kind of, I don't know. But here's another way you can also do it too, okay? So if you're currently not happy with your bun and you wanna make it better, okay, you can do it slightly different as well, where here we are back again. I'm gonna right click vertex mode, okay? So we got our widest point. Just ignore this curvature, right? Ignore that. Again, this is 3, the smooth proxy version versus compared to 1, right? Press 3. What I'm gonna do is I'm in vertex mode in the front panel. I'm gonna left click outside here, click and hold, drag across, select all of that. Okay. Right. Then, all right, I got all those vertices. I'm gonna coordinate with the perspective view, okay, like I did before. And again, this is vertex mode, not edges. I'm gonna do my constrained scale so that everybody else underneath does a constrained scaling uniformly. All right, all that is selected here. From here, I'm gonna pull slowly but surely. Watch, all right? I'm coordinating it. Boom. Good. Now I'm gonna do the next row. So from here, down here, pull up to this row, select it. I'm pulling here, not here, not here, not here, here. pull and coordinate between pulling here and seeing it here. Maybe, ooh, too much. See what happens? This is where you know it's breaking. Pull it back, slowly, slowly. There we go. I think this will work. Okay. Now the lower half. Select. From here. Pull. Right there. Ooh, no, no, no. See that? This is going to create that wobble, that dent problem that most of the class had. So undo it. From here again. Here. Boom. See? Make sure you have everything selected. Click out. Select these guys. From here, again. Pull, pull, pull. Right there. Right there. It's really intricate where the model, after a certain little amount, it starts to bug out and just start to have weird dents inside of it where the mesh just can't hold its shape and it becomes a real hassle. But if you do just a little bit at a time, should be okay. Like this here, and should be okay. Alright, so here we are. Right click, object mode. Alright, see? Alright, I don't have that weird you know, wobbly dent going on. It's nice and predictable coming down. Okay. Now Alt 5 or Option 5 for wireframe on the mesh. And then 1 second, let me just check something. Flat. If you wanna change views of your shading over here, you get to choose, or no, lighting. You could do default, which kind of gives that harsh shading, or use flat lighting. You know. Ooh, but I need a wireframe on it. Yeah, maybe I'll just do use default for now. But I hate that dark shading. Throws me off. Okay, now we gotta fill the gap. Select it. Alright. Right click, edge mode. Double click. Alright. Now shift, right click and hold, extrude edge. See that thing? It does that thing again. Press R so you can scale the extrusion from the center. If your scale tool looks off, right? Press this hammer, right? Remember I told you guys about this tool settings, right? If it's set to, you can just reset it. Okay, object mode or to the world. It's the same thing. Sometimes, let me see if I can make it look weird. Well, this one is okay. I seen a couple of you where the handle was kind of angled and skewed. If that's the case, then just do the reset. I show that in class as well, so just, you know, just prevent all different variables. Alright, so here I am. I still have my thing activated, selected. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Okay, so from here, right, I'm coordinating between the front panel and my 3D world. Alright, to help me see. Flip it over like that. So, like I said, scale from this constraint scale again. Not this, not that, not that, not that, not that, this. You'll know it by doing this. You see how it's when I look from the top down, it's angled right between that guy right there. Alright? So pull in. Slowly pull in. Coordinate with the front panel. You see what I'm doing? See, if once I do it too much, see that it's already game over. It's gonna start acting all weird. But if you do it just like that, you kind of guesstimate the curve like this. I don't like that. But a little bit more, a little bit more. Right around there. See? This is okay. Long as I have a nice, transition curve. Press 5. See? You could already see this looks nice. I like that. Visually, it's nice. Spacebar. Alright, so from here, press 1 so you can kind of see between the low poly cage and the high poly. 3. Alright. And if you don't like this, where you don't like it seeing through, again, that is your back face culling, so you can see it. Only thing is that this guy will block your view. If he's blocking your view, just hide him. Okay, anyway, so I lost my edges that I had selected. So again, just right click edge, right? Double click on that edge, just carefully look around. Find that edge, double click real quickly. Same process. Shift right click, extrude edge. Boom. Hit R. Now from the center, pull. Maybe around here, press 1 just to compare this and this. And yeah, that works. I mean, they're more equidistant, If I follow my own rules, it should be more like this. But I kind of like that. I wanted to keep that tight curvature. Not that it really matters right now. From the scaling from the center, right? See, I'm comparing. See how the shading behaves? Watch. I'm gonna redo it versus undo it. See that shading, the little nuance. That's just, if you're just being neurotic. Anyway, I'm happy with that. I'll keep that. Now I'm gonna shift right click, extrude edge again. Hit R, right? From the center, pull. Now I can pull back more. Press 1 to compare. Alright, that works. Now I'm gonna extrude some more. Shift right click, extrude edge. Hit R. Pull. Shift right click, extrude edge. Hit R. Pull. Now I wanna tighten this up and merge it. So I'm gonna go shift right click. No, not shift, but just right click, vertex. Press 4 to see through it so I don't select things I don't need. For example, I can select all of this, but you'll notice I selected that guy inside of there. Ooh. See that guy right there? That's no good. So to unselect it, right? While everything is still selected, I'm gonna press and hold Control, right? And you see how my cursor turns into a little minus sign. And I'm gonna, while pressing Control, I'm gonna left click and marquee select that. That will deselect it. See? Again, that was that Control to deselect that. 5 to see the shaded. Now I'm gonna shift right click, merge vertices to center. Boom. Right click, object mode. Turn on my top button. There we go. Option 5 to get rid of the lines. See? It works. Yeah, I'm cool with that. Now let's name it bottom bun. Delete the history. Edit, delete by type, history. Add it to here. Here it is, double click. Underscore, bottom, underscore, bun, underscore. Choose annual color, save. Option 5, so you can see it. This one is black lines because it's been referenced. But if I let go of the reference for a top bun, see how I have different colors now. Alright, so I'm gonna leave the history, the transforms, so I can show you guys the scaling attributes if there's problems, if the students have problems with their model. Hit R, R, okay. I'm gonna turn on my grid so you can see where everything is in the 3D world. Here's my compass. We're still in the front. I'm gonna save it. Control Shift S to save it. What am I gonna save it as? I don't know. Top and bottom bun modeling complete. Well, for you guys, just save it something different. You know, like your like I mentioned in class, name, maybe date, and then name of the project. You know, like your name, project name, which is Burger King, work in progress, and then underscore, whatever numbers. Between every word, I think you should have like an underscore. But definitely have your name and the project name, and work in progress and number increments. Alright. Lastly, there is the 3D, not lastly, but the 3D text, right? So, one second. Now what we're going to do is create SVG. Okay. So what that is initially make this icon thing. You know, it's just to demonstrate how your vector lines will look like, I believe. So if you're new, this will look weird. Like, what is this? You know, basically, make sure you have your attribute editor, right? Okay. Here it is, SVG mesh 1. This is just our default dummy mesh, okay, as a placeholder visually. But in your attribute editor, right now by default you should have this selected, this tab. You're gonna want to go to SVG1. Okay, SVG1. I repeat, SVG1. Now, from here, we're gonna import. All right, SVG1 import. Import. And the SVG files you should have downloaded from Brightspace. Where's mine? And you should have put it into your source images. So I guess it should be this one. Burger King SVG for making 3D text. Okay, that's the one. Here it is. Open. And look what it already did. It made that for you. See? That's what I mean by it was just a placeholder. Okay, so the SVG, what is that? The SVG is basically vector lines. Vector lines that, you know, that is common with like Adobe Illustrator. They're basically like wire lines created by using the pen tool. And it creates these Bezier handles. I don't know how you pronounce it, but that's what it is. And those lines are information, like data, vector lines that other computer software, like 3D software, CAD, computer aided design software, it understands that information and it can generate 3D space from it, from off of that information. Blah blah blah. So this is what you made. So from here, what we are going to do is we're going to just place it in the right place. So spacebar in the front panel, spacebar. Here's the handle for it. All right, grab it and boom. It aligns almost perfectly. Yeah, something like that. Yeah. Okay. Slightly off. All right. So the way we fix that, press 4. All right. And then what I'm going to do is, there's something called, yeah, where the hell are you? Okay, so what we're gonna do is go to geometry. All right, geometry, SVG, geometry, right? Attribute editor, curve resolution. We're gonna set it to 8. Okay. So what does that do? I'm gonna zoom in a bit. I'm gonna undo it. Curve resolution to 8. Huh. That didn't update. Why didn't that update? Okay. That should have updated. Strange. Alright, so I had to pause the video. The mesh, the SVG mesh thing, it was acting strange. So, just in case, if it does act strange, just re-import it. Because if you noticed before in the tutorial, it wasn't updating, right? So if you catch that, just kill it, wipe it out, delete it from here. Go back and create SVG, right? Same process. Import. That one right there. Double click, bring it in, right? So now, if I zoom in, when I mentioned curve resolution, set it to 8. Watch what happens. Boom. See? Now it updates. So that was bizarre. Now I'm going to spacebar, in the front panel. Yank it. Just align it. Okay. Don't mind this. That's going to be fixed later. It's minor. Okay. So we did the curve resolution to 8. And then distance, right? Distance set to 1.715. Right? Look what that did. See how I'm gonna undo it. All right? Damn. Okay. So You see how even though it tidied up, right, and gave more resolution, it bunched up a whole bunch of lines at the points where it changes course, the curvature, okay? Even though we did the curve resolution to 8, which gave it more lines to make it smoother, it also inadvertently made these bunched up a whole bunch of lines over here. And bunched up a whole bunch of lines like over here. Yeah, like over here, which is not the best because it makes problems later on when you make your bevels. So with that in mind, that's why with the distance, okay, all right, this distance, all right, for the mesh settings, for the mesh, it's distance, okay. If I dial it up to like 1.715, watch what happens. Boom. Okay. And the only reason why I know this is because I spent hours tinkering with it, trying to figure out the best settings. So don't ask me why this or that. Just know that it's for this. I found out the hard way just grinding through several hours. Alright, so it's nice and clean. This is perfectly clean. Well, except for minor stuff. Overall, very good. Very clean. Okay, so 8 and 1.715. Alright. Next, you want to have deformable mesh. Because this thing is going to bend and stuff like that. So, why did we do this? We did this because in order for an object to bend and smush and deform, it needs lines, like an accordion line. Like an accordion has its lines to kind of bend its shape, right? Same thing with these 3D objects. So it needs to have a deformable mesh. Turn it on and refine threshold 0.405. Right, so as you can see, it's still there, but it's noticeably balanced, you know, which is what we want. And when I go in tighter, these are called triangles. The computer triangulates connection points. See? All right, so just do that. And then next thing, extrude distance. Okay, right now it's like that. We need to make it wider. So extrude distance, set it to 10 units. Boom. See? Well, now we're moving on quite quickly. And then extrude divisions. Alright, it's divisions in here. Like I said, to be able to bend like a accordion. Right now it's a solid block. You know, think of it as a wireframe mesh. You know, like a fence mesh that has lines in it so you can bend the fence. Same thing. 10. Boom. Now you can imagine that it's gonna bend like a accordion. That's the reason why we did that. Now, I need to have nice bevels. Right now it's flat and it's cheap looking. Having nice bevels just looks good visually, and it also interacts with the lighting later on. Enable bevel. Plop. And right now it made it fat. It beveled outward. I want it to bevel inward. Boom. Okay, next. Enable back bevel. Because the back is not bevel. Plop. There we go. In case, I think you should save. Yeah, because the file size is getting heavier and heavier and more things are being added. Alright, next. Bevel profile. Front. Alright. Then bevel distance. I'm going to zoom in a bit. Okay. 0.5. Right? Bevel distance. 0.5. And look what happens. Boom. So that made the bevel, this curvature, you know, a little bit more thicker, or more more volume. And that's about it. Yeah, there we go. Nice and clean. This, ignore these. You see those weird stuff, right? Ignore that. But this is good. All right. So if you're watching the if you're also going through the PDF document, it's literally the same thing for the 3D text. All right. Now let's do some little touch-ups. Like this crap over here, it's annoying me. Then, oh, look at this side. Look at all this ugliness, right? Super ugly. Let's touch that up. Basically, that has to do with the surface of your object. And blah, blah, blah. What do we do? You select it. You're gonna go make sure you're under modeling. Mesh display. Okay. And soften, harden edges. Click on this option box. You're gonna set it to 20. Alright, soften, harden edges option box. 20. That is the angle of how it interacts in the virtual world in terms of the lighting and whatnot. Blah 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 blah. All it does is just normalizes the shading. Alright, because a lot of stuff was done to this thing, and when you do a lot of things to it, the surface, the shading of it doesn't know what to do, so it kind of goes out of whack, like how it did back here. Alright, set it to 20, surface degree angle of 20, blah blah blah, hit apply. And it does this, hit close. Now, right click, object mode, click outside, and that fixed pretty much everything except for like tight. You see that tight lines over here? Just fine. Yeah. Yeah. And over here, voila. Nice and clean. There we go. So make sure to have that written down as well. The soft and harden. You'll be using that over and over and over again. Okay. What's next? So the next part. What are we gonna do? So make sure you save this out. This is a major milestone. So save it out. That way you don't have to redo this again. Alright? Save it out so have a backup. In case anything goes wrong, you have a backup. So after you save it, you can save it with a different name or whatnot. Okay? And select it, your Burger King. Now we have to break it apart, where it's just one piece for the burger, one piece for the king. What we're gonna do is mesh, right, select it, mesh, separate. Once you do that, it made a group. Okay, it had to make a container group because now all the letters are separated. Okay, which is neat, but I want to have select these guys. Okay, and all this are histories, so that is not kind of, I don't like that. Could make problems. I'm gonna go to edit, delete by type, history, all gone. Each letter has no history, no data. Select all of this, edit, delete by type, history. Perfectly clean. Alright. So we did that. I also suggest you write that down for that mesh separate. Then let's do some minor placement. So each letter, right, but they're slightly off, right, placement, but they're now separated, which is good. But the placement controller is still at the bottom corner where it was originally when we made it. So modify center pivot. Okay, move it over in the front panel. See, same thing, grab him, and instead of keep on going modify center pivot, I can press G as in George. That will repeat the last command. Move it over. Next, press G and move it over. Grab this, press G and move it over. Grab this one, press G, move it over. Could be a little bit bigger. I'll fix that after. Oh, even for this guy too. Press G. Next, grab him, press G, but he's fine. Grab this guy, press G, move it over. Grab this guy, press G, move it over. Grab this guy, press G, move it over. Alright, good. Now press 5. Oh, what the hell? Yeah, okay, never mind, it's the shading. 1 second, let me just try something. No, I don't like that. So, we moved it all over, but still, it's a bit small. You know, like this is noticeable where, you know, this should be fixed. It is a big deal because when you add more stuff to it and just when everything comes together, it all accumulates and becomes noticeable in the end. Like little things like this, like say this much space, it becomes an issue. Then, what do you do? Well, first of all, I need to freeze the transforms because there's movement. See that? I select all of it like that. Modify, freeze transformations. Clear it all out. See? First and foremost. Then, I'm going to select all of it. And I want to scale it. Okay, I want to scale it. But together as its own group. Alright? I want to scale it together as its own group. So, what am I going to do? First thing I'm going to do is I want to make this into its own group so that I can scale it as a one whole mass. Alright? So I'm going to go Edit, Group. Alright? Select the burger, Edit, Group. So now it's in its own group. Right? But it's still within, connected to the SVG group, right? See? But still connected. I don't want that. So you select it, you go Edit, Unparent, unparent it from the main group, right? Unparent. That's what we did. Now it's out, right? This is by itself. This is by itself. But its handles is again down here. So we go edit, no, modify, center pivot. Right? Alright, so I centered the pivot, which is almost there, but I want to lower the pivot down here because I want to scale it from the bottom up so that it will reach up to here. Okay, I want to scale it from the bottom upwards. So press, since it's its own group, right? Oh, but look, there's data in here. I gotta be careful. I don't want data. Well, just in general. So what I'm gonna do is edit, modify, freeze transformations. Clear it out, just to be safe. Good. Alright, so I went through the whole trouble making its own group. Freeze the transforms. I'm going to press D as in David. We're gonna pull its pivot point down here so that it will scale from the bottom up uniformly for everything. So right around here, you know, is good. Maybe right around here-ish. Yeah, see that? See the red line touching? Perfect. I just yanked it down, pressing D. Remember, we did that over and over again. Press W to get out of it. So, it's a main pivot point from the bottom up. Press R. Now, I'm gonna scale from out. I'm gonna press from the center. Not this, not that, not that. From the center, from the front panel. Click that. Scale. Boom, 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 boom. There we go. Alright. Good. See? Right from the bottom. Now, I wanna, just to be safe, modify freeze transforms, lock out everything. And then, I'm gonna individually grab them, right? See? And its center point is still there. If I open up the group, here they all are. Okay. Right. Now, I'm gonna just, you know, move it over. Like that. Because we scaled it bigger, so it's not perfectly aligned. You know? Move it over. Grab that. Move it over. Grab that. That was pretty good. This one for sure. Move it over. Grab that. Move it over. Good. Then grab all of that. Alright, I just grabbed all of it like that. I'm gonna modify freeze transformations. Wipe out everything. Okay. Then this is good. I'm gonna save it. I suggest you save it one number higher, alright? But I wanna make this into one mesh now. I don't need it to have every single thing. I'm gonna select all of it. Modify. No. Mesh. Combine. Alright, mesh. Combine. Select the letters. Mesh. Combine. Boom. You combined it into one and the center point is there. But you'll notice you got all this stuff that we don't need. Alright? So, what should we do? Now if I delete it, chances are it's gonna do something weird. Alright? It might delete the shaders for it. Let me just experiment. See? Yeah. When you kill that off, it deletes the shader information. That's why it turns green. Green meaning there's no shader. So undo it. So the best thing to do is just select all of it Alright, I repeat, this guy, which is that, and shift select, hold on shift, and select all of that, okay? Alright, and just go edit, delete by type, history. Once you do that, it just wiped out all that extra data garbage on its own. Now you're left with this. The reason why this thing is also black is that when you generate that 3D text using that SVG procedure, it creates a black shader. And other times it creates a white shader. So since that's explained, let's name it. Double click on it, name it burger. I don't know, 3D text. Just something obvious. It does make a huge difference later on. Actually, that's a requirement. Next, I'm gonna grab that, the bottom. Alright, I grabbed it from the 3D world. Okay. And I'm going to zoom in. Funny enough, the bottom doesn't seem to need any work. See? Right now I'm just aligning it. You know? Like, stuff like this doesn't need much change. This is literally almost perfect. Like, if it's like something like that, well, this one could be a little bit better. But overall, it's super minor. Maybe yeah, okay, fine. I'll fix it up. So I'm gonna select all of it, right? And if you notice, I only moved the left to right. Whatever you do, do not move it up and down. Only left to right. So I select all of it. I'm gonna go to mesh, combine. No, I'm not gonna combine it. What I'm gonna do is, since this is already one mesh, not one mesh, but one group, I'm just gonna go modify freeze transforms. Ooh, what the hell? Undo that. Select the top group, modify freeze transformations. Okay, I selected the top group and I froze this transform, the container. And these guys, they're all frozen as well. Alright, good. Yeah, so just select the top and freeze the transform. Then we're gonna go modify center pivot. Same deal as the burger. We centered the pivot, right? This thing is its own group, right? And then I'm going to press D as in David, pull it down to here. See? To move its pivot point. Press W to get out of the move pivot point option. So now since we have the move tool down here, let's just, since alright, everything is selected, just the top group, right? See? Let's pull it down. Now I'm gonna scale. Press R, just like before, from the center. I repeat, from the center. Scale up. Boom. Good. Alright, yeah, that was a good call. Yeah, it does make a difference. Alright, so I scaled it up from here, from the center. This. Alright, as you can see, XYZ, all the same numbers. Since we did that, right, I'm still selecting the top group. I'm gonna go modify freeze transforms because we got data in there. froze it out, everything is clean. And then now I'm gonna individually select each letter, press W, press 4 to get wireframe, and I'm gonna move it like that. Select it and move it, right? Not the up and down, right? Just the left to right. Select it, move it back. Perfect, perfect. Select all of it, right? All of it. Yeah, all of it, all the letters. Modify. Freeze transforms. Boom. See? The letters have to, because the top group is already cleaned out. Now select all of it. I'm gonna go combine it like how I did for this one. This is one mesh. So these guys are all separate. Select all of it. Mesh. Combine. Plop. There we go. See? See? But you see how all this extra data, this garbage, is still a liability. So what you could do is, I'm gonna just select all of this, right? The leftover garbage. Edit, delete by type, history. Oh, it didn't do anything. The reason why is I need to also select him, right? The one that we combined, we just have to, they're still linked. Then I'm gonna hold down Control and just select that. That should select all of this too. In case, I'm gonna also select this, this, and this while holding down Control. Okay? Edit, delete by type, history. Now it's gone. Clean, perfectly clean. Alright? Double click on it. Type in king underscore 3D underscore text. There we go. Alright, center pivot, good. Yeah, everything is good. Modify center pivot. Yeah, perfect. Now when we show it, press 5. Ooh, look at that. Alright, we gotta work on that. Select both of it. Spacebar. I'm gonna yank this back up. Ooh, nope, 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 nope. God damn it. Good. Now, from the side view, right? I'm gonna select both of it. Side view, important, side view. I'm gonna... Hey. This is not right. This should have been right. What went wrong? I mean, this is not terrible, it's just it's a hassle. I'm gonna select all of it. I'm gonna give it a base shader. So the hyper shade right here. Right? I'm gonna apply the Lambert. Lambert is the default. So with both of it still selected, over the Lambert, I'm not gonna click on it. Do not click on it. Just right click, assign initial shading group to selection. What? Why didn't that work? What the? Oh, it did. Look. Select it, right click, select objects. Why is it still black? I don't understand. Fine. It's just weird glitches. I'm going to just turn on use default material. That shouldn't be. That is so annoying. Alright, so that's just to help me see better. Shading, use default material. Alright, now this is an easy fix. Now if you notice, this line is the mid line. Right, that's the midline. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we have equal distance. Right? If this is the halfway line, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 3, 4. I can split this evenly. I'm gonna grab both of it. Right? Grab both of it. Then I'm going to press this. Select by component type. And we're in vertices. If you don't see vertices, just right click, vertex. Whatever you do, do not scale it. And before I do that, I'm just gonna go back, go to object mode. Alright, object mode. Then I'm gonna zoom in again from the side view. And so this is the midline. Right? And the midline of my object is slightly off. I'm gonna align it to the 3D world's midline. This is the midline. Boom. See? See the midline? That's what I did. Side view. Okay, I repeat, side view. Then I have data. Modify, freeze transforms, wipe it out. Now I want to start pulling it. Press this, vertex mode, component mode. From here, on the outside, I'm going to drag until here. I'm not going to do that. That's the midline, remember? Up to here. From here, I'm going to pull like that. Something around here, you know, right around here is good. Whatever you do, do not scale. Whatever you do, do not scale. If you scale it, it's going to start to get warped around these areas. I'm going to grab this area now. And I'm going to pull. Right around there. There. Okay. So that was a good practice in messing around with the component mode. Alright. I'm going to save it. Okay. No history. No transform data. Everything is clean. If you move it, if you manipulate the vertices, it does not create history. So you don't have to worry about that. Alright, so we did that. Now what do I need to do? Alright, so we meet this and this. Alright, so I'm just looking at everything. Everything is clean. Alright, so that's 1 hour and 30 minutes. Yeah. I'll leave it like that. So, oh, also, let's make the layers. Select the burger, click on that, double click, right? Remember, select it, double click on that, makes that layer, double click that layer, go in here, underscore, burger, underscore, 3D, underscore, text, underscore. give it a color, save. I put underscores like this just to help read better. Grab the next one, put it in here, click, here it is, double click, underscore, king, underscore, 3D, underscore, text, underscore, just give it a random color, good. Okay, now I'm gonna just hit save. So we got everything. I'm gonna unlock. Here it is, color coded. Everything is visually clean. All right. So yeah, this will be the first half of your homework. Okay. So that was hour and 30. The next half of your homework is basically assigning shaders. That one should only be about 30 minutes tops. It's pretty quick. There's no images to align, to slap on. There's no UV mapping, unlike the first project. It's just make the shaders for it, dial in the colors. I'm gonna give you exact colors to use, and tone down on the shininess of it. And that's pretty much it. Fairly quick. But that way, if we do all of that, we made a lot of stride in this project. So I'm gonna upload this on YouTube and just follow through. And the next tutorial I'm gonna load up probably tonight or tomorrow, along those lines. Okay, bye.